Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Sagittarius in August 2019. Hello, Sagittarius. What's going on? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys. Almost mid-August, but we're going to count this as your reading for the month. I apologize for it being so late. I intended to do this about 2 or 3 days ago, but life happens, and developments in my life just come out of nowhere and I have to deal with it. So I apologize for how semi-late this is. So please forgive me. Let's see, what did you have come over here? So 3 of Pentacles and the Chariot and 3 of Wands. So somebody might be going straight into a third-party situation. Some people might be leaving a third-party situation. Or there's just this choosing between that I feel with that little flip over there. So nice little mini reading there for some of you guys. Anyway, Sag. Now I'm dropping cards all on the floor. Anyway, I hope everything in your life is going well, Sag. I hope your summer's going well. I've enjoyed my summer. If I'm honest, I've had a good birthday. Everything in my life is pretty sweet. Well, yeah, pretty sweet. It's like mildly sweet. It's like just sweet enough. Anyway, Sag, I've shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. We'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp will be in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. Any questions you have before placing an order, you can simply email me at the exact same address and I will answer you as soon as possible, okay? All right, Sag, let's get into it. I want to see Sagittarius' outcome for August 2019. Please show me Sagittarius' outcome for August 2019. Please show me. Ooh. Well, in the bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Saw that several times when I was splitting the deck. So let's see what came face down for you, Sag. Hey, progression, buddy. I feel that progression. At least that's what I think it is. Initially feeling that felt like good progress. Let's find out if I'm right, huh? Please show me where Sagittarius is in August 2019. Please show me Sagittarius in August 2019. Please show me. Okay. In between 2 positions, but primarily, Sagittarius, you're coming into the reading with the 6 of Cups. Hello. Immediately, and if you've been with my channel for a while, guys, you know I don't usually hop on this, but immediately I'm getting like a soulmate connection for many of you, not all of you, but like this connection with another person, or this connection with people that they might be a member of your soul tribe or your soul family. And it's really a nice positive feeling for you, Sagittarius. I feel at home as I interact with this card. I feel as if, for all intents and I don't even think I'm using that at the right time, but for all intents and purposes, like this has finally come around, or this has been resolved, or this has been enacted or reenacted or revitalized and revisited, or just finally obtained at the exact moment that you needed it to be. Again, intents and purposes, I don't think really fits there. But the 6 of Cups, outside of a soulmate connection, does talk about nostalgia, talks about childhood, things that make you feel comfortable, or people and situations that make you feel comfortable, make you feel stable, make you feel secure, right? It's 6, so it's about balance, yeah? And harmonious relationships, and, in equality, right? Equity and equality when we talk about the 6s, yeah? And so for me, Sagittarius, it's coming from this really, like, my solar plexus feels a little bit tingly. My heart chakra is a little awake here. And so it really feels like whatever you're involved in right now, whomever you're involved in right now, it's pleasing you. It feels at home. You feel correct in doing it, or you feel correct in being around these people or that person. And if it's not about feeling correct, it's just about feeling comfortable. Like some of you, like I feel like it's correct, like it's the right thing, like that soulmate thing or that soul fulfilling feeling. Some of you will get that. Others of you, it's just going to feel comfortable and you're not necessarily sure about any type of soulmate connection or any type of, deep spiritual thing here. You're just like, oh, this works. This works for me right now. So aside from nostalgia and it's like it's like this offer, right? Because on this card you do have these lemurs and they're very close, but one is holding, right? I believe so, holding like a cup of flowers or like a bouquet of flowers, and the other one is reaching up and grabbing it. So there is an exchange. I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but there is a slight exchange. It's not as like obvious as it is in the Rider-Waite deck where you have the two kids and like one is definitely, extending the cup and the other one is like, oh, for me. But it's basically that same depiction, but now with lemurs, and it's much more intimate. So for some of you, this connection, like the fact that they're making me highlight how close in proximity these two lemurs are, your connection could be with someone who is physically close to you. So someone that you live with, someone that you live near, someone that you work with, someone that, in terms of close, like you've been best friends forever kind of feeling. And I don't know, it feels really good. I'm cautious to move on, so I'm trying to see if there's anything else here, because this is like overwhelmingly positive. And if you don't have this going on in your life, if you're like, that's not me, I hate everybody, I'm a crab apple, stick around, maybe there'll be another message for you. But for most Sagittariuses, at least the ones that I feel will resonate with this message, it's feeling good, it's looking good, it's sounding good, and you're pleased, and the other person is pleased too. Like I said before, harmonious relationships, things being in balance, whatever you feel for this person, they feel it back. If it's not exactly the same, it's like ridiculously similar. So if if we were to quantify it, if you were wanting to see them 5 days a week, they're like, I want to see you 4 days a week. It's not exactly the same, but it's close. It's like so close to being twinsy energy. Okay. Oh, and I said twins, so some of y'all will hop on that word. But anyway, so that's beautiful. So what else is going on down here for you? Well, we've gotten here because of work. We've gotten here because of stability and work. Oh, I could go either way? Which one, though? You guys know I like clear signs, please. Thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you. So I did mention the word stability. So we've gotten here because of stability. So Queen of Pentacles energy right next door to your starting position. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. For some, this would definitely be like the object of your affection, this Queen of Pentacles energy. Again, it does not have to be an earth sign person, but someone who is stable, someone who is secure, somebody who doesn't really want for much, has accomplished a lot, but ultimately is still getting towards their goals. Like they've got a lot of positive attributes on their side. They have a lot of things that they can show for the work that they've done so far in this world, but ultimately still going to be a little bit on the grind, still going to be out there, setting goals, setting targets and trying to accomplish them or trying to hit them. Yeah. Beautiful Queen of Pentacles, known to be quite a beauty, quite attractive. Doesn't have to be female, by the way. I could be talking about a guy in your life. It does not matter. There's no gender in a general reading. I only say her because it's a queen, right? But yeah, pretty much attractive, at least to you. If they're not, quote unquote, traditionally attractive, or, other people look at you like, are you crazy? And you're like, they're gorgeous. Perfect. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So physically attractive, you're attracted to their lifestyle, or at least the way that they approach life, the way that they are able to kind of plot a course, like set a plan and stick to it. This person is frugal in a lot of ways, not like cheap, especially not to limit this only to money. It is Pentacles and it deals with more than money. So they're not cheap or frugal, not only with money, but like how they live. Like they live comfortably. They're not lavish, but they're not like dirt poor. They don't spend a lot, but then they're not like holding back and like pinching their pennies. Like it feels as if this person is really like accomplished, and they're really smart and savvy about whatever they do in terms of spending money, in terms of how to invest money, in terms of, you know, just what they, you know, buy for their household. You know, I've been in several people's houses, and like, I'm just a visitor, and then I'm like, you're out of toilet paper, and they're like, oh, we are? Like, how do you, I don't know how people do that. How do you live in a house and you just don't have a roll of toilet paper ready to go? But some people live like that. Like, they just don't have that foresight, or they just don't have the means to keep up on it. And they're like, well, we'll give you some napkins. And I'm just like, I need to go. But anyway, so this person like really minds their, like, has a clear set on their ends. Yeah. They always take care of business. Like I said, beautiful, maybe a little distant, like not distant in terms of distance, but distant in terms of maybe not so emotionally readable. You might not, or might not have been able to previous till now, been able to read, you know, exactly what they're feeling. Maybe, you know, you're often asking them, so what are you thinking? Or what do you feel about this? And they're like, and they will tell you. It's just, you might have to prod that energy or pry that answer out of them. They might not be overly effusive. Some of them. Others of them, they're just like word vomit, telling you everything they think, everything they feel all the time. It could go either way. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, why am I getting that? Because the Queen of Pentacles is very similar to like the Queen of Cups. She's very much in touch with her emotions most of the time. She might not be as expressive as the Queen of Cups might be, but she definitely would be able to articulate it and be able to kind of have a sound, rational way of explaining it. Now, the reason I said she might be a little aloof, I think, is because you have this King of Swords right above. Now, the King of Swords is related to the Queen of Pentacles. So this person might have considerable earth or air placements in their chart. If you're into that, if that goes over your head, let it go over your head. It's not important, really. But King of Swords right above. If this is the same person, they have a very sharp way of communicating, and not like sharp in a negative way, but sharp as in crystal clear. Like, this person does not mince their words. This person chooses their words wisely, right? Very careful, right? Because the Queen is a careful energy, that plotting energy. And then the King of Swords is more of an action taker, or at least verbally action, communication action. So they will initiate conversation. So if you're like, should I text them? Too late. They've already texted you. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I should like give them a call and let them know I was thinking about it. Boom, they call you like 5 minutes later. Or just as you're thinking of what to say when you dial the number, they've already called you first. So very, very much initiate in the communications department. Anything else is that this is the same person? Because there's a chance this could be someone different. If it's related to the same person, what else? Yeah, and they're honest. They don't lie. They really don't lie. I mean, they might, you know, do a little white lie here and there. Like, oh, how come you were late? Oh, I was doing something. Like, instead of, like, to be totally, like, frank, like, if they're running late, they might make up an excuse and say, oh, something happened, like, with traffic, when instead they were, like, hung up in the bathroom. Do you get what I mean? So they might not be that type of honest, but as far as, like, kind of what I was already alluding to when I was talking about the Queen of Pentacles, it's just like, what do you think about this? I'm going to tell you straight up what I think about this. What do you feel about this? I'm going to tell you straight up. These two in combination, very honest energy. So if it's not the same person who's the King of Swords, for some of you, this could be like a father figure, you know, or someone in authority, or someone that you look up to, that you admire. It does not have to be a male just because it's a king. Air sign energy also. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I didn't mention that. I apologize. I did say air sign, but I didn't say what the air signs were. But this person would be very authoritative, you know, very authoritative. I think if it's a separate person, this person is looking out for your connection with the Queen of Pentacles, because I really feel the Queen of Pentacles is the other person in your Six of Cups, regardless of their sign, regardless of their gender or anything else. I think that is your match, quote unquote, your partner, your match. And again, it does not have to be romantic. A lot of people want to think of soulmates as being purely romantic. A soulmate can be a platonic soulmate. A soulmate can be a soulmate that's already in your vicinity that you were actually born into this life with. For example, I've said it in other videos, maybe I've not said it in a Sagittarius video before, but I truly believe my sister is one of my soulmates. I'm not a Sagittarius, it has nothing to do with me, but I'm just like trying to illustrate the connection that she and I have, the way that we're in sync a lot of the times, and it's just a really beautiful, effusive relationship. The other reason I use my sister to illustrate what a soulmate is that it does not come easily. It does not come automatically. Just because we're related to each other doesn't mean that we get along, because I'm related to a lot of people and I don't get along with them, okay? And it also, just in our relationship and our dynamic, we have not always been on the same page. We have not always been so kind to one another, okay? So even though she's my soulmate, it comes with a little bit of strife, comes with a little bit of struggle, but that connection is just like so deep. I can't even imagine describing it another way. So if that's who you're dealing with here, not my sister, of course, but something like that in this Queen of Pentacles and Six of Cups energy, I feel that you might have a King of Swords in your vicinity who's watching out for you. Older brother, older sister, father figure, mother figure, doesn't matter, but someone who might be a little bit older than you, Sagittarius, who's a little bit concerned about this relationship, or is concerned about how you go about it, or is concerned about this person. Like, you know, the King of Swords is the master of discernment, right? He's the master of analysis. So he might be overlooking specifically this person, and it could be in their life. You might not be related to or have any knowledge of who the King of Swords is. So this person could be directly related to the Queen of Pentacles. But this King of Swords would be looking and saying, listen, is this situation too good to be true? Is your behavior with this person too good to be true? Is this person's behavior towards you, Sagittarius, too good to be true? This person is looking for flaws, looking for any type of hiccup, just to share awareness towards you. Yeah? So this could be, again, father figure, friend, older brother, sister, does not matter. But I do, if not older, just someone that you look up to. So this could be someone who's younger than you, but you really admire, you know, their intellect and the way that they sort of articulate themselves and the way that they carry themselves in a social situation, right? So whoever they are, they might share with you, Sagittarius, I'm a little concerned about the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that she or he is so perfect. So this person definitely, not in a hater type of way, it really is I'm feeling mostly from a protective energy. For a few, maybe a few, like a small little sliver of some of them, or at least a part of their personality. It might be jealousy. It might be a little bit of envy, maybe. But for the most part, it's coming from a place of love or tough love, or, like I said, discerning, trying to make sure that you don't get carried away with yourself, Sagittarius. And if it's not someone external to you, it could be your own intellect, your own intuition, could be your own guidance, just being like, look, Sagittarius, this looks perfect. This on the books, this looks amazing. On paper, this person is amazing. When we talk, it's amazing. Everything is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, yeah? So there's a little bit of caution with your King of Swords energy here today. Okay, yeah, and that makes sense, because what the hell did I just say? High Priestess right next door. So intuitively, you're keyed into this whole situation, and you might be experiencing this from a very instinctual or intuitive space. Like, you're experiencing this thing and you don't even know, some of you might not even know like how big or grand or expansive this whole thing is. High Priestess, associated with the moon, so secondary card of Cancer, so you might be dealing with a Cancer, but you don't have to be. And again, like, I haven't said it this much in a reading before, so this might definitely pertain to some of you out there. Check the placements. Check your birth chart placements, their birth chart placements. Everybody who's a key player here, check the birth charts. You're looking for key placements. So what is that? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I really find a lot of usefulness in the North Node, so I would also suggest North Node. And maybe Mars, because Mars does indicate action, the way that people perform or the way that people act when they are stressed, when they are angered, when they are feeling very passionate. So there's like that emphasis too. The outer planets, much less so, but definitely Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and North Node. Like, those are like my go-tos for trying to understand a person's personality. The other stuff, it has some implication, but really those are the big ones for me. Don't quote me. I'm not an astrologer by any means. That's just for me as a casual person that knows a little something about astrology and a little something about birth charts, okay? Now, back to this. So for you, Sagittarius, I think you're experiencing this in a way that you've never experienced it before, whether it's specifically with this person or specifically with this person or within any type of relationship, any type of interaction with other people. So again, it's like this feeling of, I've never met anybody like you. I've never talked to anybody like you. Or if it's with someone from your past, I never knew that we could communicate this way. I never knew that we could get along this way. Sort of similar to this revelation that I've had over the past 5 to 6 years with my sister. It's just like, when we were younger, it was cats and dogs, man. It was just like, get out of my face. I can't stand you. Get away from me. And now that we've grown up and we've gone through some things, we've had some discussions. I've had my journey. She's had her journey. Boom. Now I'm just like, this is why we're so connected. Because even when I was like ready to choke you out, I still had this like undying love for you, which again is not automatic because we're sisters. I don't know who in this world needs to be told that, but just because you're blood related does not mean that you have to love somebody, okay? At least that's my opinion. Now, you're probably experiencing something very similar if you've known this person before. Again, and the sixes talks about nostalgia. It can talk about, you know, people coming back into your life and, like I said, like reestablishing and reconnecting with people. So however long it's been since you guys have been apart, now that you come back together, it's like, whoa, who are you? Who am I? What are we doing? It's just like this crazy, very, very interesting, to say the least, like revelation or epiphany sort of point. And it's coming from a place where, you know, even if it's your guidance or the guidance of someone else, this discernment from the King of Swords, given that he's boxed into this corner of positive energy, like I feel this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. He's not negative. He's very neutral at best, if not erring on the side, like slightly positive. But the caution that he has is really being sort of met with nothing but affirming energy that says, this is good. This is good. So in ways you might not be able to explain, in ways that you might not be able to consciously understand, you still feel good with this person. Or if it's not a person, it's a situation. So it could be a change in your family dynamic or your friendship dynamic. You could have gone and met a whole bunch of new people. Maybe you've started into some type of group activity, group sports, group support, whatever you're doing, and like just the dynamic of being around people who support you in whatever you're doing, or who share your goals in what you're doing. You just feel like, man, this is really good. Maybe nobody there is like a soulmate, but you feel again like you're in this soul collective or a soul family, soul tribe kind of energy, okay? And instinctively, it's just, maybe you've been led down this path, maybe some of you, because this is, again, this King of Swords could be your own energy. It is diagonal to where you started. Some of you could have been guided from your intuition, from your guides, from whatever God you pray to, whomever, your better judgment. You could have been guided to open this door back up. Some of you. Not everybody, but that's just a sideline in case you're wondering, like, is this true? If you decided, hey, I want to reach out after not speaking, or I want to initiate conversation, even though I'm scared, but something inside of you said, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it, do it now, and you were like pushed from your own volition, from some place inside of you, that would be some type of confirmation for those that you've experienced that. And if you haven't done it, or if you're thinking about doing it, maybe you should try it. Because I'm telling you, I feel this is one of the most incredibly positive readings I've done for Sagittarius in a while. And just one of the most positive readings I've done for August so far. So good on you. Good on you, Sagittarius. Now, what else is going on? So here we have a little bit of caution, or some of you might be a little scared, but I'm going to tell you, it feels good. I feel that this is a releasing point. What did I say in the beginning? Progress, right? I think I said progress. Definitely releasing. Yeah, because you've been told internally or externally to let it go. 4 cups in reverse. I'll show you this card upright so you can get used to it, although it's a little bit impressionistic, so let me hold it up there so you can see it a little bit better. And it's not focusing in the best way. Nah. Hopefully you can make out some of what's there. So again, in the reverse though. So when we have the Four of Cups, it's not necessarily about holding on to anything. The Four of Cups, when we have it in the upright, is about boredom. It's about apathy. It's about feeling really uninspired and like, who gives a shit about anything. You're not satisfied with what you have. You're not satisfied with what is coming in. And you're just like unmotivated, really disconnected from not life entirely, but like certain aspects of life. I'm feeling a lot of this is relationship based, so the relationships of all types, romantic, friends, family, take your pick, but just feeling definitely not feeling one with other people, not feeling as if there was much to gain from interacting with other people, right? Stuff like that. But this is in reverse now, so I feel at some point previous to now, and if it hasn't happened for you, Sagittarius, it might be upcoming. Pardon me. But I feel as though like you definitely have made a choice. And that's the other thing about the Four of Cups. It does involve choice, because the Four of Cups indicates that there are options coming towards you, but you deny the choices, you ignore them, or you reject them, right? When we have it this way, we finally choose. We either choose to deal with the 3 cups that are already in front of us, or we take up the 4th cup, or we just walk away from the entire thing. You know, it's all going to fall out differently in all of your lives, but this is definitely no longer sitting on the sidelines, no longer being apathetic about things. I really feel, Sagittarius, like sort of like a jump start on a car. Like before, your engine was and it would not start over. Somebody, some situation, something inside of you just came along with some jumper cables and hooked you up, and now your engine turns over and you're back to something. I don't want to say back to normal. I don't want to say back to anything. Just something is just re-established and revitalized within you. Revved up again, yeah, all right, to keep with the engine theme, right? And it's weird. I don't know where it's coming from, because some of you have already done this. Some of you haven't done this yet. Some of you, like, you're right in the middle of this energy. Like, you're right in the middle of getting back to something or feeling confident to try something maybe. And I feel very little faults here. I feel very little caution. Like the most caution you have is with that King of Swords. And that's just from a place of discernment and a place of concern. Just wanting to stay kind of focused in reality. Yeah. Not getting all caught up in, you know, the rose tinted glasses feeling of the whole thing. So anything else with this 4 of Cups in reverse? There might be some of you who feel like you've decided to come out of that apathetic, you know, in a funk, you know, not wistful, but sort of anchorless, very like adrift feeling. Some of you may have decided I'm coming out of that, but you may not have actually like taken the initial steps. I think you're guided with the High Priestess next to you. So I would say if you're looking for, like, if you just woke up one day, just an example, you just woke up one day and said, you know what, I got to get myself out of this funk. I can't think like this anymore. I can't feel like this anymore. Like just feeling not attached or not interested in anything. That's garbage. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And like you make this conscious decision. So your consciousness is having to catch up with something, or your intuition is having to catch up with your consciousness, or vice versa. So for some of you, it's still in this in-between transitionary period where you want the thing, or you no longer want to feel this way, but it hasn't, like, your reality hasn't matched up to your mentality, is how it's feeling. Maybe not your intuition, but maybe your reality hasn't matched up to what you've decided to do for yourself. And so you're just like looking at your watch, you're like, come on, like, I said I was over this. I said that like last week. I want to feel better. I want to be involved with people. I want to go out. I want to have fun. And like you're asking your friends, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, nothing. And like you're like inviting people, or you're trying to find opportunities to get connected, and it might not be matched up just yet. I would say keep the faith for those where it hasn't hit reality yet. I feel like for most of you, it has hit reality, or it's like coming like very soon. For those where it's like a little further off, just remember we're all on different timelines. Your Sagittarian group that would resonate with this, you're in that group. You're just at the end of the queue. You're at the end of the line. So you'll still be served. You're not going to be closed out of the experience. Just hold the faith, okay? Or keep the faith, rather. Now, here's the big bad boy on the table, right? The Devil card. Major Arcana for Capricorn, so some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, which might act as a big confirmation, or again, check the chart, man. Check the chart for Capricorn, because you have the Queen of Pentacles here, Earth sign energy. You have the Devil card here, Earth's Major Arcana of an Earth sign, and in the middle, that Six of Cups. So some of you, your Queen of Pentacles, your Six of Cups person is a Capricorn, but don't quote me. It's still general, guys. But yeah, So the Devil talks to attachment, can talk to temptation, can talk to obsession and possessiveness and all these other types of things. Those are sort of the lower qualities of Capricorn, which, you know, catty corner is that King of Swords, so that could be a concern that you have or somebody else has, especially if this is someone you've known before and you've got your best friend, your older cousin, or whoever this is telling you, "Oh, really? But wait, Sagittarius, the last time you guys talked, wasn't it this? Didn't that happen?" Like, they're giving you the red flags. Like, they're pulling the red flags up out of their back pocket. Like, remember, this is what he did. Remember, this is what she said. And so they're kind of recalling that for you, or you're recalling it for yourself. So those are like the lower qualities, or like the more quote unquote negative qualities, or energies, points of the Devil card. The other thing about the Devil card is tenacity, is diligence, hard work, focus. Okay. I think really sort of what I was just saying a second ago, like seeing the good and seeing the bad is what this is here for, right? Like not shying away from the possibility that, kind of what I was saying earlier about the Six of Cups and the soulmate thing is, I've said a ton of positive things here, and it sounds like picture perfect, right? Storybook perfect. I think the caution here, and it's a mild caution really, especially if you're already in tune with what the tarot does, what we do in the metaphysical space, is nobody's perfect, right? So there will be times where you or them might feel right, like the caution here is like too tight, yeah, being afraid of things going to in such a way as if you can no longer be separate people. I feel like that's a concern. Yeah. Possessiveness, right? I did mention possessiveness, I think, right? Again, I feel it's mostly a caution. And if you're aware, if they're aware, and you talk about it, it won't be an issue. It's only an issue if you shy away from it. Now, given what's around this card, again, what we talked about with that King of Swords, he's a point of caution, he's a point of discernment. I said positive, positive, positive. There's so much light around him, quote unquote light around him, that not to say his concerns will be for nothing. It's just based on what he might find, he's probably not going to come up with, you know, a big hell no, run for the hills type of energy, retreat. I don't feel that. Looking what's on this side of it, you've got the Six of Cups, the High Priestess again, both of them repeat, but then you've got that Four of Cups in reverse, that releasing energy, that turning away from reluctance, or that turning away from being apathetic and being uninvolved. This is turning away from emotional apathy. So the Devil card being, again, a signal of potential possession, a potential obsessive energy or obsessive nature, or just some type of temptation. It could be that. Okay, there we go. It could be that. It could be like a heavy sexualized energy between you and this person for those where it's romantic, or just purely sexual. I guess you could have a sexual soulmate and no romance. Maybe, I don't know. So there is this caution about, you know, something that's too good to be true, or too much of a good thing, or, you know, we're so attracted to each other, like, it's just like, once we're alone, it's like, you know what we're about to do, is kind of what this could be for some of you. And there's this feeling of not wanting it to be just about sex. For you, for them, or both of you. I don't know who is feeling that way. But somebody is concerned, I don't want this to be purely sexual. And somebody else is probably thinking, I feel like you're mostly, because this is a mirror, right? Or at least this is not a mirror, but a point of reciprocity, a point of exchange, the 6. High intuition, like having this metaphysical connection with each other, this soulful connection with each other, and not being apathetic with one another. If you share this energy, which I think you do, like I feel this is the only time where someone is absolutely or potentially absolutely another person external to you, not involved in your 6 of Cups energy, your connection. I feel everything else you're kind of sharing with this person to some degree. And so I feel that this potential for it to be just about sex is a concern for both of you, but it's weird. I think it's you, right? That's the reciprocity, or maybe it is a mirror or a reflection. You're worried about it being only about sex, Sag. You think that's them. They only want me for sex. And then they think you only want them for sex. And so you're both like, oh, like, do we feel more here? Is this more than just sex? Is this more than just, a lovely, roll in the hay? All right, I think I'm back. Yes, okay. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. I'm the worst with clearing out storage, clearing out space on my camera. It's the worst. It's like I never remember to do it. And like I have a pretty good memory when it comes to things like that. But anyway, apparently not when it comes to doing these readings. So as I was saying, so some of you are concerned that it's just about the sex. It's just about, a hit it and quit it kind of energy. And I think that is reflected in the other person. So if you're worried about that, they're worried about that. And it's like, maybe both of you kind of don't want to admit that you have this feeling of attachment towards one another, because look at these two. They're bound together with that rope, but their backs are facing each other, right? So it's like we're bound, we're tied together, but I don't want to face that. I don't want to admit that. So as much as I feel you're aware of this connection, and they probably are aware of it too, Sagittarius, there's this, I don't want to say it first. And maybe, it could come down to that. Maybe you are in love with this person, but you don't want to say that word. I'm not dropping that word. They got to say it first. And they're thinking the same thing. I'm not going to tell Sagittarius I love them. They got to tell me first. And so it's like this, and that could be a problem, or not a problem, but that could be associated with that 4 of Cups. Not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to lose some type of upper hand, or, be just totally exposed. If not about being emotionally vulnerable, just exposing, like, laying your cards out on the line. It's just like, I don't want to, show my hand. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm not going to tell you that you should do anything you don't want to do in terms of what you want to admit about your feelings, or what you want to admit about how this connection affects you. But I really feel that it's mutual. Like they care for you the same way, if not very similarly to how you care for them. And that if either of you were to step forward and say your piece, say your truth, it's not really going to damage anything. That's what I feel. I could, you know your situation better than I do, Sagittarius. So don't go into anything and speaking your piece if you don't feel comfortable, okay? Now your outcome, Sag, is the Lovers. Major Arcana for Gemini. So you might be dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. Or again, placements, guys. Maybe somebody's got like a Venus in Gemini or a North Node in Gemini. I don't know. But as your outcome, I mean, for some of you, this is the road you're going to go towards. You're going to become lovers, either of a purely sexual nature or of a deeper emotional level that includes the sexual component. I don't know what you're after. I don't know what they're after. You know your situation much better than I do. But some of you are definitely going towards, and I don't want to say commitment, because the Lovers card is not a card of necessarily about commitment or devotion. It is about connection though. And that might sound all like synonyms to you, but there's a slight difference. Devotion and commitment to me is like an oath, like taking an oath, like promises, yeah? Connection is just saying, hey, we got a thing going on here. We may not be committed, but we definitely are connected. I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. It's like Not that it's casual or not that there's less emotion involved, it's just the attitude towards it. Because I think a lot of times when we talk about commitment or we talk about devotion, there's like this grand, or there's this implication that it speaks to society at large, or it speaks to a larger community when we say we're together in a committed or devoted way, versus we're connected, which is it's between us, what we're doing. There we go. So most of you are going towards most of you are going towards this position of it's between us. Whatever is going on, whatever we define it as, however we identify, whatever we say to one another, it's between us. It's not that it's necessarily private, but it's for us to understand. If you don't understand what we are doing, if you don't understand how we're connecting, that's okay, because I understand, Sagittarius understands, and my partner, whoever they may be, they understand. And again, it doesn't have to be purely, especially, well, for those where you know it's going to be a sexual or romantic connection, you already know. You could still be doing this as friends. You know, this could be a friend that's come back into your life that, you know, there was tons of bad blood between you. You guys, you know, had a huge falling out or just a huge disconnection. Now you're reconnected. And other people might be looking at you like, Sag, didn't that person like burn bridges with you? Didn't they do this to you? Didn't you do that to them? Like, why would you go back and be friends with this person again? You're like, there's just a connection, man. We just get each other. We just understand each other. Nothing sexual, nothing romantic. And it's not about dedication or commitment. It is about we just are connected on a soul level. So that applies to everybody. For those where it's a little more and you guys are having this wonderful romantic or sexual thing with one another, basically you're saying to everybody else, who cares? Like, to hell with what you're saying, to hell with your concerns, we are connected. Now, the thing that this has come out a few times in the other readings, and I just want to point it out, it's very similar to the lemurs, right? How close these two birds are. Like, I've held it up there and I just want you to take a look. Like, it's kind of hard to see where one begins and the other one ends. So it's like that type of connection. It's that type of interwoven energy between you. That could just be down to physically you guys are close together. So when you are spending the day together, you're literally in the bed all day and you like force yourselves to get up and like go make a sandwich, or like, you know, maybe just order in a pizza because you don't want to get out of the bed. Pizza is definitely a bedroom food for some people, not everybody. So it's like that type of, once we're together, when we come into proximity with one another, we cannot be taken, like we cannot be pried apart. It's very effusive. And I like it for you, Sagittarius. I mean, if you don't like it, if you're scared, I'm sorry. This is not the reading for you. But I think for those who this will connect with, you're just like, hell yes. Now your overall energy is this Ace of Swords. Hello. Again, underneath this whole thing, or overall of this whole thing, is the truth, right? So getting clarity or having clarity, presenting clarity to a situation, bringing in an unspoken truth. Either you do it or they do it or you both do it. You meet in the middle and you're just like, you know what? You own your shit. They own their shit, and it's just wonderful. I think that this has mostly happened, and if it hasn't, it will continue to happen. I think it'll keep unfurling, it'll keep growing, it'll keep expanding. This idea of not holding back, like not ever intending to express the truth in a damaging way. But even if damage comes of telling the truth, there is definitely sincere apology behind it. So you might say something and maybe it hits their ears a little harshly and they're like, oh man, why'd you say that? And you're like, well, you know, I'm sorry about the way I said it. Here's how maybe I could have said it better. And here's like the deeper context of what I meant. You know what I mean? So there's just like more, and there's like such a deeper expression of truth here that, again, unless it was with someone else, it probably wouldn't work. But if this is your intention, to be honest, to be truthful, to meet people, or to meet this particular person, or people in your situation, again, you could be in a support group, you could be in some type of, you know, enlightenment circle, or yoga circle, meditation circle, where, you know, you're dealing with traumas, you're dealing with past hurts, and everybody's dealing with past hurts, and everybody has this high level of accountability within this group, right? To speak their truth, even if it hurts other people, right? So that's what I feel is even if it hurts, it has to come out. And once it comes out, you're still able to mend fences. You're still able to build bridges and to keep these connections alive and in a healthy way. Okay? Sagittarius. Congratulations. I got 3 to go, but I feel from what I remember, it's been a week or two. Not a week or two. It's been about a week that I've done the other readings, but I feel like you guys have had overwhelmingly the most positive reading from what I remember. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. It's not a contest either, but I just feel so like this is great. This is exactly what Sagittarius needs right now, okay? All right, Sag, that is your reading for August. I hope you liked it. If you did, like button is down below. Comment, you can do that down below. You can also share this video. There's a button for that down below. And you can subscribe. The button is also down below. You can do any and all of those things. I would appreciate it. It keeps me afloat here in the YouTube world. It lets other people know that you're watching my content and you're enjoying it. It pleases the algorithm that is housed inside of YouTube. And it absolutely moves me towards my goals here on the channel. So doing any and all those things, I would appreciate it. Sag, I'll be back in about probably a week and a half doing the mids. If I'm really like on my P's and Q's, I'll be back in about a week and a half to do the mid months. I will be doing a live today, actually. This will be uploaded, and then shortly after I'm going to do a live. I announced it in the mid-July is what I was doing, and I'll repeat it here. It is a live, but it is specifically for Leos. It's part of their birthday package or their birthday celebration gifts, whatever I'm calling it. So you're welcome to come. You're welcome to chill and hang out, but I will be doing readings specifically for Leos in that live. But if you want to say hi, see other people, eavesdrop on a situation, not a lot of fire sign energy here, but if you're dealing with a Leo, maybe you want to come and like spy on what some of them are going through. I don't know. But you're welcome to come in. It's just, like I said, specifically designated for Leos. Okay? All right, Sag. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this video today. Take care. Bye.